Greetings, friends. Hopefully, this is working as I'm coming to you from mom and dad's house in Buffalo, New York. A little bit of a different setting. You can see that I'm in the office up in the second floor. Fun fact, in a home that has always been owned by Beth's family. Looking over here at the chat to see if you guys can hear me. Looking for my sound guy. Sound is good. Shoshana coming through clutch as always. How's it doing? If I'm looking down, it's because I got a very convoluted setup as I'm put all my computer stuff on Best Parents desk. So if you see me looking down, it's just that I'm reading the chat, which is basically what I'm doing tonight. I know normally when I show up, it's like, I have a podcast kind of thing figured out for the first half. I'll be honest with you, with everything that's been going on, been very, very behind in current events. So I thought I would show up, give you guys a little update of where the channel's at. I'm going to get back to posting videos tomorrow. So we'll just hang out, talk with the chat, and ask me whatever, talk about whatever, and I will give you guys, as we go along, an update on how everything's rebooting and coming back online. But basically just going to do what a lot of other live streamers do and just kind of hang out and chat. I don't always have to show up with like a big manifesto. So let's see here. It's great seeing you too, Vinton. It's good to be back. It was definitely nice to have time to spend with Beth and the family and to unplug. But I'm definitely somebody who enjoys working. I love what I do. I love the people that I work with. That's you. And so definitely very excited to be back. Thoughts on the Disney adventure? I don't really know much about the cruise ships, so can't really say much about the new cruise ship. That's what I'm assuming you're talking about when you say Disney adventure. I am though debating going on a cruise, maybe doing it by myself, or because I don't think Beth wants to go. And I'm thinking about going on a cruise and maybe not reviewing it based on like the food and the shows, but doing like a design critique on the boats, like how it's designed, like the kind of the thought process behind how it would work. I don't know. Nobody really does that. I don't know how that genre would work. I'd also have to brush up on some learning how boats are designed, but it's basically environmental architecture. Thank you so much for all your condolences. I appreciate it. I'll say this once and one time only. A week from yesterday, we lost Beth's dad after a year-long battle with leukemia. And I didn't want to talk about that all the time because when you talk about sickness and cancer, then people chime in and give advice or talk about this or that. And it just like, this is supposed to be a happy place. That's why we don't talk about politics, and so I kind of coded it because right when I started doing the vlog last April, I just started doing the vlog. Best Dad got sick and Beth had to leave for a couple of weeks. So I like started doing this project, then Beth disappears. My whole world's kind of upside down. And so to not talk about the C word and leukemia and all this stuff, we just always talked about that Beth wasn't around because she was trying to get a popcorn bucket. And so the popcorn bucket for the longtime viewers had been sort of code on Beth was away because her family was sick. But as this project has grown by like 20,000 people in the last year, or more like 25,000 people in the last year, people definitely thought that Beth was missing because she was literally trying to find a popcorn bucket. So if you're ever confused about what popcorn bucket was so elusive that my wife would disappear for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, it was just really code so that, all the homies that were here on day one knew what we were dealing with, but it kept everything bright and positive because, there's tons of people that watch my channels while they're going and getting their chemotherapy treatments. There's tons of people that watch my channel while they're going to like dialysis. And when I'm in the hospital with somebody, I take that as an extreme honor that, my goofy little life and perspective on the world can entertain somebody through the darkest of times. But I want to make sure when I'm interviewing or when I'm entertaining somebody during the darkest of times, I'm giving them a bright light, something different to look at, something different than their reality. So that's why it was always masked as the popcorn bucket. You know, there's no shame in being sick. We're all not going to live forever. And sadly, somebody that we love said goodbye to us a week ago. But that was the way that it was always described here to keep things kind of positive, and for those who knew, knew. So there you go. So with that, I do appreciate everybody sending their condolences, but I'm not going to respond to all of them because I don't want this to be a wake. Because fun fact, we had the wake last Friday. I was lucky enough that the family chose me to perform the services. I always like speaking at funerals and weddings because I think it's really important when two people get married that the person that marries them knows them. So I've been honored to officiate lots of weddings, and I've now conducted 2 funerals. One was for my grandma, who was one of the most important people ever in my life, and the second one was for my father-in-law. So it's a huge honor to be the person that gets to tell somebody's life story, and it just means so much more when the person talking about the person that everybody lost actually knows them and can really like make everybody laugh and think about what a great person they were, because it comes from a place of love and experience. And you know, not everybody has a religious official that's like dialed into every little aspect of their life. So that was a huge, huge honor. So with that, that concludes our part where we're talking about this, because like I said, I don't want this to turn into funeral part 2. But I do appreciate all the comments, all the DMs and everything. Like, it's just so sweet to know that people are like, take your time, we'll be here when you come back. And that's about the best thing you could ask for from a friend, you know, that they understand, that they give you space, and that they're there for you when you need that friend again. So thank you so much. Moving on. James Brown. I don't have a dry erase board. I have no shenanigans tonight for Super Chats other than a thank you from the bottom of my heart. James Brown, good to see you. Much love to you and your family. Also, congrats on the success in the recent main channel video. Yeah, the VIP video really, really took off. And that was cool to see. And it definitely kind of made me think about like what kind of content I need to be making on the main channel and how I need to prioritize the main channel. So just to give an organic update, and thank you so much for the super chat, Kevin. I'll be getting to you in just a second. Kevin says, just a little coffee money for you. Appreciate that. When YouTubers take time off, there is no family leave. So greatly appreciate that. But circling back around to James congratulating me on the 200,000 plus views on the VIP tour video. This Saturday, there will be no video on the main channel. I need to be home. I need my good microphone. I need my hard drive of all my B-roll. So yeah, I'm going to be posting on the vlog starting tomorrow. I went out yesterday, shot a bunch of videos. So we're going to kind of kick off a little informal Buffalo week starting tomorrow. All 4 videos are tied together in the storytelling of Buffalo and the architecture of Buffalo. Not too far off on what we talk about with, you know, the Disney parks and how they scale and how they evolve. I picked a couple of stories that take place in 1901, which is the year that Walt Disney was born. So it's really interesting to see what live entertainment and architecture looks like in the birth year of Walt. Kind of puts an interesting timeline on his life in Disneyland. But the next 4 days will be 4 different vlogs, all about Buffalo. And we're going to definitely be coming back here more to be with Best Mom in this sort of new chapter in our family's history. And so the videos are kind of, in a way, like kind of like pilots. So depending on what people react to will be what I do more of. And I'm excited to see how people respond to these videos, because just like, if you're not familiar with Buffalo, New York, it has one of the most fascinating stories you have ever heard. I mean, its history is so complex and so unique. And it's not too far off from the world of theme park architecture and creating new lands and new expectations. So I'm very excited to get back to posting tomorrow. I've been editing all day. Felt good to be back to work. Jesse, I did not go see the new Buffalo Bills Stadium. That was going to be one of the videos I was going to do, but I decided to pick 4 videos that are kind of all tethered together. So if you watch tomorrow all the way to Saturday, each video kind of is a different part of the city kind of forming at the turn of the century. I guess that's what happens when you go over to a new 100. I'm a little bit confused about that. But yeah, Jeff passing through says Buffalo is 45 minutes for me. So you know how awesome Buffalo is. Yeah, starting the out of Long Beach Main Street USA videos a little ahead of schedule. Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff. Like just to give you a little teaser because I'm so excited about it. In 1901, Buffalo hosted the Pan American Exposition, and they basically built a city inside of the city. And it was unlike anything you've ever seen in America. Like part World's Fair, part theme park European, like dreamscape. And it's all gone but one building. It's like when I show you what was there 125 years ago and what's there today, your mind is going to be blown. It's wild. So had a fun day of filming yesterday. Oh, such a crispy DC. Cheers to you. Moose Malo says I missed the beginning of today's live stream. Glad to see you though. Glad to see you. You can go back at the beginning. Back at the beginning, I just gave a quick update on the family stuff. That's all, just to kind of address that and get going. Let's see. If there's something new happening to the Haunted Mansion, I'm not aware of it. Like I said, I'm very, very behind on current events. Been very much in my own world for the last 10 days or so, and was out at Walt Disney World. Like, I haven't been to Disneyland in over a month, which is wild. So yeah, it'll be fun when I go back at some point. So John, the big building that's on the cover of tonight's live stream, that is Buffalo City Hall. And tomorrow's video is all about Buffalo City Hall. And it's a pretty interesting video because, to give you a little bit of a spoiler, when Buffalo builds their city hall, they're around like the 6th, 8th biggest city in America. Their city hall opens up the same year that New York City opens up the Empire State Building and the George Washington Bridge. Now, you know what New York City went on to become. Buffalo now about the 80th biggest city in America. So it really is kind of an interesting video about architecture, art, optimism, and when things don't go the way that you planned. So yeah, that building is beautiful. And tomorrow I show you its sculptures, all the different detailing in it. Like the interior is beautiful. We attempt to go to the top of it and look out over the city. So, you know, don't let not knowing Buffalo keep you away from this next 4 series of videos. I know it's not theme parks, but if you watch Epic Universe Week, or if you watch what I do in the theme parks, it's the same video, just a different storyline. And in fact, it might be exciting because it's stories that you haven't heard 100 times. And he says, I was missed. Thank you. And I missed you. I missed everybody. Dude, this room is so sick. So let me tell you about the house that I'm in. This house is fascinating. So Beth's mom and dad live here right now. Well, now we're mom. Her dad is 100% Greek. And before Beth's mom and dad lived here, Jim, my father-in-law, his mom and dad lived here. And before they lived here, his dad's family lived here. Or no, it was on the other side, his mom's side. So currently, Beth's parents are the 3rd generation of Greeks to own this home. But because of us kids being here and the grandkids being here, 5 generations of Beth's family, of the Greek family, has been inside of these walls. So technically, it's a house, but it's defined as a home. And so 5 generations have been here. And that is pretty cool when your great great grandparents build the house and, like, I guess now 100 years later, it's still in the family. It's pretty rare for America. So, yes, it does look like I'm in some sort of a Harry Potter room. It's pretty wild. Like there's a little trap door over here, and then you can just kind of see that there's another little trap door over there, and then look at all the woodwork here to go up to the door that takes you in the main hallway. So yeah, it's really, really cool. All right, don't want my camera to fall. Okay, this cable's a little tight. Think thin. All right, who else do we got here? I am in Western New York, Buffalo, New York, to be the city of New York, or city of Buffalo, to be exact. And so we will be doing 4 videos, at least 4 videos in Buffalo, New York. And then my plan as of right now is to go to Niagara Falls next. And so we'll do like 4, maybe 5 videos about Western New York, Buffalo, New York. And then I'm going to move over to Niagara Falls, which does have some Disney connections. So if you've watched the videos on this channel where I went to like Todd Shipyard, where they built the submarine fleet, sailing ship Columbia, and parts of Mark Twain, or if you saw when I went to the steel works where they built the frames for the Disneyland Railroad, we're going to be doing a little something akin to that to Niagara Falls. So yeah, just I am working hard to make sure that I do earn the title that I use in my videos of being a Disneyland expert. Let's see here. Dehi sends over a super chat. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Comes in handy after a week off. The walls look like the acoustics would reverberate so much. Always nice to catch you live. If it doesn't go to drinks, put it in the oil lamps. I will put it in the oil lamps, friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Yeah, I will be going to the Canadian side of the falls. That's where all the action's at. Yes, definitely missing Uncle Larry and Kat. That is the downside of being away for so long. Missing them big time. Yeah, I missed it all too. Moose Mellows. That's a hard one for me to say. All right, let's see here. So the weather here, the weather here has been pretty warm, but when I filmed yesterday, the wind was crazy. I think on my 3rd video, I literally shot, like the way that I do my videos is I create an outline. I'll tell you a little bit about my filmmaking style real quick. So when I do a vlog, because I like to be prepared, I like to think of my vlogs being different than a lot of my peers. And I think of there's an A storyline and there's a B storyline. So the A storyline in my vlogs is what I'm discovering. That's like, oh, wow, look at this. This is cool. Like I do research so that I know what I'm talking about, but I leave room for discovery so the video feels very organic and natural and there's something fun that we can explore together. So I'm not just like a know-it-all that shows up and goes, this is this, this is this. So the A storyline is me reacting. But the B storyline, I have a outline on my phone that I look at on my watch when I shoot. And it just kind of helps me remember factual things like years and locations. And it just kind of, I have an idea of the story that I want to tell you. So that is in the B storyline. So the A storyline is just me reacting. So when I was doing my 3rd video yesterday, in the A storyline, I was just reacting and it is what it is. But in the B storyline, I shot everything 3 times, hoping that I could collage the 3 takes together and there wouldn't be a ton of wind noise for you guys to listen to. And I refuse to wear that little puffy thing on my microphone. Like, I wear all black because I don't want to stand out. And it looks cool because that's what villains wear. And I'm a reverse villain. So I refuse to wear that puffy thing. Like, there's nothing more than, hey, look at me, than wearing that dead cat on your body or on your camera. Refuse it. Like, if it was like a little black mesh thing, like a little foam thing that went on here, I would wear it, but I am not wearing a pom-pom on my shirt or my camera. No way, not doing that. That's way too much look at me energy. So yeah, the weather's been pretty good, although like right now, I don't know if I'm gonna film on Thursday or Friday because Thursday's supposed to be super windy, but Friday's supposed to be super rainy. So choose your battles. Okay, let's see here. Is there a smudge? Is there an away smudge? Did Smudge come on the trip with us? Did Smudge want to come pay his respects? I hate the puffy thing. I also hate when people hold their microphone. Yeah, but somebody here says, Jay Harris says, I got a black one that fits in way better. But you know what I want? Like, I want just like a little cap. I want just like a little cap that just sits on top of it. It doesn't have to be a palm frond. Like it doesn't have to be like a big like pom pom like stuffy. Like I just want a little black cap that sits on top of the microphone. That would be ideal. Like I don't want to look like a vlogger when I'm out in town, like out filming. Like I try really, really, yeah, go Bills, baby. I try really, really hard to like blend in, you know what I mean, as much as I can. And, like when I went to Epic Universe, people were like, oh, I hope you go in the shops or I hope you show like the queues of the rides. I'm like, I can't film the queues of a ride because it's covered with people. And I can't go into the shops because it's covered with people. Like all of the types of subject matters I talk about and the way that I film my videos is all based on politeness. I mean, obviously, there's a passion for all the things that I talk about, but it's all based on my own unique like filming style, which is essentially based on being polite to others. I had a chicken finger sub tonight. Does that count as East Coast food? Yeah, dude, I've had steak pizza, I've had chicken finger pizza, I've had buffalo wings. Um, if you don't know, there's a restaurant here in Buffalo called Lenova, official sponsor of the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. We have a family member that works high up at Lenova. So the first night I was in town, literally he sent the dude to the house with just like, here, I'll show you. I'll show you how much food got brought to the house. On night one, can you see that? On night one, this was our Lenovo haul right here on night one. I don't know if you can see that or not. Might be kind of hard to see. Can I do this? An enormous amount of pizza and wings. You can kind of see it a little bit. You can see it a little bit. Enormous amount of food. Oh yeah, steak pizza. Have you ever had steak pizza? So steak pizza is crust, white sauce, not marinara, 2 or 3 different types of cheeses. They pan fry or they like grill fry steak, put it on the pizza, and then they put onions and banana peppers on it, and it is so good. No, recording with the Meta glasses wouldn't help with the wind because the microphone on the Meta glasses wouldn't be synced with my camera. So I'd have to do this, and then I'd have to align each clip to the video clip, and that would be way too much work because basically one of my videos, if I shoot a video conservatively, it's about 100 clips. Most videos are about 150 clips. And if I go really into the details, a video might be 200 to 250 clips. Those Epic Universe videos that I did, those were all about 250 to 300 different video clips stitched together to make one of those videos. Those videos took a long time to edit, but looking back on the week of exploring each pavilion and then kind of the fun day at the end with my friends, I was really proud of Epic Universe Week, and I was really excited about how many people showed up and watched it, and the comments were really really nice. And I just always think that there's this idea that people see Disneyland expert, which I use that as a way to, as fast as possible, be like, here's somebody who knows so much about Disney parks. What do they think about Universal parks? And so it works out really, really well as far as a quick way to tell a story. I think a lot of people just think I'm going to go in there and shit on everything, which why would I do that? And it's also funny, if you watch the videos, you know that I was extremely polite, very, very complimentary to nearly everything. And there were people like, I don't know why you got to hate on everything, bro. Like Disney's going down the tubes. And I'm like, okay, first off, I don't work at Disney. And if they are going down the tubes, it has no reflection on me. But also, like, I don't remember insulting anything. It's almost like some people just want a culture war, and I'm not going to give it to them. The DJI mic does not lag because it is attached to my camera. Um, so my particular camera, you can do it through the auxiliary cable, or you can do what I do it through the hot shoe, and it does not lag at all. It's completely synced with my video. In fact, knock on wood, I've never ever had it lag once with my Sony. Every now and again with my DJI, it has been off, but never with my Sony. Uh, Exploriso says your views on Epic were very interesting. Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, it's not a perfect park. What is perfect is a really good start. I'll be interested to see where it's at a decade from now. There were moments though that when I walked through it, like the part of the Jurassic Park movies I've always been kind of interested in is the part of the movies where they're at the theme park. And because Jurassic Park's like this brand new theme park that never really gets going and it just becomes like an abandoned park, there are times when I was hanging out inside of Epic, I'm like, I feel like I'm in a future abandoned theme park. And I don't know why that's what I felt. What a girl. Thank you so much for renewing your magic key. Always good to see you, bud. What vibe are you most excited to catch back home at Disneyland when you return? Glad to have you back on the stream. Please eat some salt potatoes for me. Yo. I think when I get back home, what I'm most excited about is just getting back to my routine. And when I go to Disneyland, what I'm most excited about is I was having a lot of fun doing the update videos where I would pick one location to kind of host it from. I tried that first with the Tom Sawyer Island one, and then I did the DCA one from Grizzly Peak, and it really made a video that can normally feel like a little overwhelming, way more manageable and way more exciting. And I'm also looking forward to doing something I'm going to start. I have a theory on how to make the Hey Brickey videos better, and it comes from some of the success from the VIP video. So I'm excited to try that out. So mostly it's creative stuff because I'm constantly thinking about how to do things better, more efficiently, how to be a better storyteller. So that's what I'm most excited about. As far as like park stuff, I just love walking down Main Street and sitting on my bench. Which, by the way, I got a huge shout out from Biff at Adam's Celebration of Life, which is like wild to be like, he's obviously watched the video before, to know that much nuance. He obviously clicked into one video, so that was very, very, very cool. When people started tagging me in that timestamp, I was like, no way, thanks, bud. Yeah, Jay Harris, I've never had it. I've never had the microphone drift on me, but I don't also do really long clips. Like my camera overheats if you shoot for too long. So normally I'll like, I mean, the longest clip I would ever shoot would be like maybe a minute and a half. But if I show you guys B-roll, I don't show you anything longer than like 4 or 5 seconds. And my speaking parts, I normally do in like short little bursts. So haven't had that problem. Disney is my happy place. Thank you so much. Thank you to help cover the unexpected travel costs for you and Beth. I appreciate that. That was very kind of you. Nathan says WDW Pro promoted your VIP video on a stream. That's cool. That's nice when people promote other channels. Yeah, I always say, yeah, Tom Wilson shouted me out. That's amazing that he did that. I always say, if you want a really good read on a YouTuber's real personality, the people that play nice with others should tell you everything that you need to know. Like the people that never shout out and act like the other channels don't exist, I would say those are the people that you should maybe be a little bit suspicious of. Uncle Larry is doing great. We have been getting photos of him daily. He is thriving back home in Orange County. So he's doing well. Yeah, dude, Tom Wilson's joke about me was amazing. There was some person who was like, made it sound like he was making fun of me. I'm like, that is not making fun of somebody. Like, that was a really funny, unexpected joke where he was just riffing off the top of his head. And I was completely honored to be in Tom's mind for a half a second. Like, so cool. I watched that movie when I was a kid. I loved it. And little white trash me growing up in Kentucky, if you'd have been like, that guy one day is going to make a joke about you on stage, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. It's never going to happen. So yeah, very, very cool. And I've always enjoyed Tom when he was on Adam's videos. Like, he's very intense, but you can tell very, very smart. I mean, just to riff at that speed goes to show why he was an actor, because memorizing all those lines and where to stand and where you're looking, what you do, like, it is a lot of brain work to be good at acting. And so when he riffs like that, you can tell that he is a very, very bright guy. So without going into all the details, broken, I'll answer your question. The VIP tour at Walt Disney World, in my estimation, is worth way more than the VIP tour at Disneyland. And really, kind of the thing that the Walt Disney World VIP tour video instilled was that it removes friction. And at Disneyland, because there's two parks that sit right across from each other, it really is like going through lightning lane with a bud. So if somebody were to right now be like, hey, I can gift you a VIP tour, would you want one for Disneyland or Magic Kingdom? I'd pick Magic Kingdom 10 out of 10 times. Not to say that I haven't had an amazing time doing Disneyland VIP tours. And a really good friend of mine is the best tour guide you could ever get. And I've met a lot of amazing tour guides at Disneyland that really know the heart and the art of the park. But yeah, you can't even compete with what the Walt Disney World one offers. Jungle Shriek, the connection between Tom and Adam was a fan. Talked to Tom. Tom's a really rad guy. And Tom became a friend of Adam's and started kind of consuming the content. And it just was, you know, like how you meet so many friends in life when you do content. Like, you just go out, talk to people, meet them, introduce yourself, and they just hit it off and became friends. Yeah, the transportation part of the Walt Disney World, what am I saying? The transportation of the tour out there makes it really, really worth doing alone. It's amazing. I did see that, Jay Harris. I did see that the old Carnation Company sign was visible due to high winds. Uh, that was really, really cool. It's amazing how many of the old signs Disney has just decided to put a new sign on top. It's a kind of a very fascinating thing to know that so much of the history is just still sitting there on Main Street, or like the Mary Blair murals that are on the front of Buzz Lightyear, Astro Blasters, and then Star Tours: The Adventure Continues. Feels good to be back, Thrillabee. Feels good to be back. All right, let's see. What else are people asking about? Yeah, USA Road Tripper. Tom's comment was completely good spirited. So it's just funny how either some people don't know how to take a joke, or some people are always looking for a fight. But I was honored. I thought it was. I couldn't be there, and it was just amazing to like to be thought of by Tom. So it made my day. It's not that cold here. It is currently 56 outside, but we are supposed to maybe get some freezing rain and snow this weekend. Do I get recognized in the Florida parks like you do in California? Yeah, I have a lot of friends that say hi to me in Florida. Not as many as California because it's my home park, but I would say like I feel like every day I went to the parks, somebody somewhere said hi to me, whether it was cast members or guests who were in the park. So yeah, I got friends everywhere, and it's always awesome because like I don't ever expect it. So when people come up to me and say hi, especially when I'm out on the East Coast, um, it's always really really cool. But yeah, I met this lovely family at Epcot, and met a really really nice guy at Epcot, and met a really cute family. I met a very cute family in Adventureland, and they were from Disneyland. And I took photos with them and took photos with their son, who was very excited to see me. I guess he watches a lot of YouTube. He was very excited to see me. So we took some photos and stuff together, and they were just like a really, really like lovely, lovely family. So yeah, it's always, it's just, it's nice to meet the people that watch my channel because I just have a really great audience, a lot of friends. Richo says, so out of your epic videos, what wins the best award? So this is off the top of my head, but I'll give you my Epic Universe awards. I would think most creative would be the Isle of Burke. The way that they put that together was very, very creative. The way that the land had multiple sort of benchmark buildings, sort of like e-ticket structures, not attractions, but structures, was really really cool. Um, I would give Harry Potter the most impressive, and it might be the most impressive theme park land I've ever seen. Like the scale of it, the feeling of being in there. I'd just been to Europe, so it really like took me back to our trip, which was just a magical time in our lives. So I would give that most impressive, and I would give um, Dark Universe the most fun. It's a very easy to understand land. Going in there at night was fantastic, and that ride, I guess it's called Monsters Unchained, was just it's like my favorite ride. It was unreal. The award I would give to Celestial Park would be Biggest Chance. I think they took a really, really wild chance on putting that much space in the middle of the park, and I'm fascinated to see how that develops over Epic's, hopefully long history. And I would give Super Nintendo World most disappointing. So those would be the Epic Universe Awards that nobody asked for. I'm here for a while longer, but I'll be back to California in a bit. Don't want to give my exact travel plans, but I'm here for a while longer, and I'll be coming back a lot more to be with Best Mom. With a girl, Monsters Unchained was so awesome, and we wrote it twice in a row. We could have wrote it 3 times, but we wrote it 2 times in a row. And the first time I didn't know what I was getting into, and then the second time I could write it with confidence because it didn't make me sick, and then I could really, really enjoy it. And it was my first ever Kuga arm attraction, and I really liked it. Like the fact that, like if my elbow is the tracks, and if my 4 fingers are us sitting in our chairs, the fact that they could kind of like just frame you to all the shots, and it had a real nice fluid motion. And when you rolled back on your back, it's like, when in a theme park attraction do you lay back on your back? It was really awesome. I can't wait to ride that again. I'm going to hold off on Knott's for a little while longer. I'm interested in going to Knott's, I am, but I'm going to hold off a little while longer before I go there. It's nice to have new things to discover. That's why I don't rush and do everything at once. Oh, Michael, I got the Magical Ideas hat. Absolutely love it. Such a great design and hat. I appreciate that. Does Mommy says, I'm sorry for your loss. Hugs to you and Beth. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. The only time, V-Rod says, the only time I've been to Universal in Orlando, it was all vibes, very little rides. I do that again for Epic Universe to see the Isle of Berk and Dark Universe. Yeah, I've had fun in the Epic or in the Universal parks. I've come to enjoy them. They're really, it's interesting. It's a change of pace, and I like that. Road Tripper says, dude, I've never been so impressed when I rode Monsters Unchained. That's a spectacular ride. Disney should be very scared if that's the quality Universal is bringing. Yeah, I mean, definitely going to go to Dollywood someday. And actually, Dollywood might happen this year when I go home to see my dad. Um, yeah, I think that Epic Universe might be one of the best things that ever happened to Disney. We'll see how they respond to it, but I think it might be one of the best things that ever happened to Disney. And like ultimately, like I said in my video, like who wins in the theme park wars is us, the consumer. That's who wins. Heather, I lived in Buffalo for 10 years. I lived here from 2003 to 2013. And this past Sunday, March 1st, was Beth and I's 13-year anniversary of living in California. So yeah, I lived here for a decade. NG Rocky says, going to Knott's recently, I realized how much live entertainment Disney is currently missing. I can't wait to get your take. Yeah, I'll go to Knott's at some point. Not in a hurry to get there, but I'll be there at some point. Broken All Broken, will you be checking out Universal in Osaka when you go to Japan, or just staying in the Tokyo area? I will probably on my first trip just do like Japanese things and the Disney parks. Because like I said, I like to have more to do in the future. Like I'm not in a race to knock it all out in one shot. I like to take my time. Beth did not go to Epic Universe with us. When we were on that trip, she had some sad news for her dad that day. So she was unable to go to Epic with us. Jesse says, who knows, maybe the new Avengers ride will be even better. If they just ripped off Monsters Unchained for the Avengers e-ticket, like if you built that same ride, but you were going through a world of Marvel animatronics and sets and video projections, it would slay. It would slay. But I think they're going to go something that was way more screen based, which doesn't make a lot of people happy. What's up, Ed? Good to see you, bud. Better late than never. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Joe Johansson, and I appreciate that. Yeah, it's cool that I was able to take the time to be with the family last week. Felt really good. Thank you, Lydia. Appreciate you. Stu, thank you very much. Appreciate you, bud. Called away, consider this your snipe. Looking forward to the 1901 World's Fair stuff. Yeah, the video that'll come out on Friday about the expo is fascinating stuff. And if you guys like it, I it's a huge story. So I only told like a small part of the story that kind of teases all the other parts of the story. So if you like that video that comes out on Friday, make sure you comment below, because when I come back to Buffalo, in the spring or the summer, the next batches of videos I make will be inspired by how people respond to this first batch. So vote with your comments and your views. That'll definitely help me know what you want more from when I come up here and stay for brief stints of time. Come to Adventure Dome, Las Vegas, and tear it apart from a design aspect. What is Adventure Dome? I gotta look at this up in another window. Adventure Dome, Las Vegas. Adventure Dome, Las Vegas. This looks crazy. I like crazy. All right, I'm gonna probably go to bed tonight watching Adventure Dome videos. I have no idea what Adventure Dome is. Like, I'm so out of the loop on some things. Commander Coulson, I will tell you right now, the Avengers e-ticket should surpass Rise of the Resistance. Because if Rise is your top tier attraction, when you make a new top tier attraction, it should exceed that one. But my gut instinct is here's Rise. The e-ticket for Avengers should be like here, and I have a feeling it's going to land about here. I will be shocked if it's better than Rise, and if it is, I'll be the first one to tell you they beat it. But I don't think that's going to happen. That's my instinct. I'm just basing that on instincts, just because the attraction was like started and stopped so many times, so many different like if you were working on a movie or a record or a TV show that had that much Like, these people are producing it, then they scrap it. And these people are producing it, then they scrap it. That's never a good sign for creativity. So that's where my mind is at. I do know what Circus Circus is. That is a wild setup. Actual AI first time making it to a live. This is not my typical live stream. Please make sure you come back for another one sometime. This is me kind of in slow motion tonight. Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen is a good way to put it. But also, those cooks had to go to a lot of different restaurants. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very, very complicated build out. Um, Rich O says, taking a step back to your Europe Christmas trip, um, any must do's in Amsterdam? We are heading that way this summer. You know, I didn't, out of all the places we went, Amsterdam was my least favorite. Caveat, I did break my camera while I was there, so I spent most of my time going to camera shops trying to rebuild my camera for the rest of my trip. Um, I just, Amsterdam to me was kind of like if you saw one street, you saw them all. I know that probably sounds ignorant, but there were just so many other places that I love so much more. So I don't really have a great Amsterdam like must do this type of thing. I will say though that um, we stayed in Amsterdam proper in an old house that had been cut up into different hotel rooms, and staying inside of the city to me would be a must. Because just like living there for 2 days and kind of navigating it and walking around, it's it's cool. It's different. It just was a little one note for me. Thank you so much, DJ. Glad you're back. Can't afford much, but this don't ever apologize for what you super chat. Don't ever apologize. I appreciate all the support. So don't ever, if you give a nickel, I'll be, hey man, thank you for the nickel. If you notice, I don't ever mention the dollar amounts. I just always say thank you for the super chat. I don't read off like, hey, so and so, thank you for 20, thank you for 10. I don't ever read the dollar amounts because to me, it's not about the dollar amounts. It's about just people helping out and making sure that the content can keep going. So please never apologize. Um, Coolio Joe, if you go over to my other channel, Hey Brickey, and if you go back years, I have made a couple of videos that kind of broke down what the original um, Avengers e-ticket was going to be, and I did it based off of the patents that they filed. They're kind of like budget animation videos. Like this is way before AI made shit so easy. But if you go way back into the, excuse me, the annals of my channel, Hey Brickey, there's some videos that I think do a pretty good job of predicting where they were going to go. And in fact, I'd even basically made a video breaking down the Tony Stark attraction before they announced it. So um, love when my predictions are true. And I also was the one that was predicting that the current president of Disneyland, who I was referring to as Tommy Mastastic, was going to become the president of Disney Parks. And I saw that got confirmed today. And my prediction on that I had been predicting for like the last month was based on like they loved him at Cruise. Cruise has been the biggest growth that they've had, and that's where a lot of people say that the Disney quality of customer service still exists. So you got a guy that knows Cruise. You take him over, you let him run Disneyland for about a year. so that he understands parks, and then you promote him up to the whole division because now he's got boots in the ground in both parts. So love a good prediction come true. J.S. Ardone, thank you for the Super Bro. Forced perspective versus full scale. I think an obvious illusion is more effective at managing expectations versus a full scale experience that, at least in its current form, can really deliver fully on, maybe a hotel. So, J.S. Ardone, I would tell you that when it comes to full scale versus forced perspective, it's really about, first and foremost, what is the story that you're telling? Do you want the story to feel real, like the Harry Potter land or Galaxy's Edge? If you want it to feel real, then you go with a more like real scale. But if you want it to feel fanciful, you go with the exaggerated scale of the castles or Fantasyland. So I think that when you think about forced perspective, it's not necessarily about saving money or saving land. It's about storytelling and invoking emotion. So for example, when you walk down Main Street USA at the Magic Kingdom or in Paris, you're like, whoa, this is like the best Main Street I've ever walked down. Like, it's so detailed and it feels so nostalgic. But if you walk down Main Street of Disneyland, the original Main Street, there's a charm and magic to it that it feels like you're walking inside of a snow globe. And it doesn't look real, but it feels real to your heart. So I think that forced perspective, to me personally, is way more about what is the story that you're trying to invoke, and how do you want people to feel like they're in a hyper realistic situation or a hyper like surrealism type situation. Thank you so much. And then OC Cheer Mommy, how you doing, bud? I'm sorry for your loss. Did you get to Charlie the Butcher yet? Museums in Amsterdam are good. I would imagine that museums in Amsterdam are fantastic. Didn't have museum time. Didn't go to Charlie the Butcher yet. I did drive past it tonight, though, when I went to a birthday party. Nephew turned 10. Big day in his life. Didn't go to Charlie the Butcher yet, but we did have, we've had lots of other families in the family bring food by the house for us to eat in this weird week that we've had. And somebody brought over beef on weck from Anderson's. And if you like Charlie the Butcher, then you like beef on weck. And so we got beef on weck from Anderson's, and it was really good. And last night I had, if you guys watch my European videos, you saw Big Mike. Big Mike is Beth's cousin's boyfriend for like the last 15 years. Big Mike was in town on business. So after I got done filming my videos, I went and met Big Mike. And we went to Ted's for dinner. I had a delicious foot-long chili dog with yellow mustard, onions, and chili on it. And then we walked next door to Anderson's custard. And I got a custard shake, banana shake. And I said, put a pump of hot fudge in there. Delicious. All right, let's see here. Time is almost up. Told my mother-in-law. I don't ever call her my mother-in-law, I just call her mom, but didn't want to confuse you because I don't have a mom. Told her that I would get off in an hour because it is 10 o'clock here, so I'm going to be wrapping up soon. Let's do the power hour or power minutes on these last couple of minutes here. And it is delicious. Chris, since it's Mario Day, do you have a favorite Mario character? Not really a Mario guy. I mean, I guess maybe I like Mario. I don't know. Yoshi, Toad. Let's see here. Great content, never stop going. Don't worry, I won't stop going, but I will take breaks. Shoshana, thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you for letting me join you tonight. I missed you guys. Great to see you too, Jesse. Appreciate you, bud. Uh-oh. So what would my favorite Mario character be? I think I like those little pissed off mushroom guys. Ed Strong, in your Buffalo stories, are you going to get to the greatest comeback in NFL playoff history when the Bills came from behind to beat the Oilers? I will not be doing football-based videos because they would sink, but I know what you're talking about. I also remember the Music City Miracle. All right, everybody. It's officially been an hour. I will be posting, starting tomorrow, a series of Buffalo videos. No video on Hey Brickey this week. We will do a live stream next week. I don't know if it'll be on Tuesday because it'll kind of depend on how much content I shoot in Niagara Falls. But I will get back to posting tomorrow, and I'm hoping that a week from this Saturday, I'll return on the main channel. I've been working on a fun video about Fort Wilderness, which kind of gets into a much larger story about Disney. So taking my time writing on that and can't make it till I get home. But I will be posting tomorrow, and we're back. Might be a pause here or there, but we're back. And I really appreciate your patience. Appreciate all my Magic Brickey holders hanging in there with me. And I really, really love spending time with my family and stepping away. But I also really, really love doing this. So it feels good to be back. And ending it perfectly. Mike D with the Trenta cold brew. Extra ice. Splash of half and half. Good to see you guys. I appreciate you all. Videos are back tomorrow. I'll go live next week. I'll give you a heads up when it is. Jay Harris. Covering the sniper for Stu. You guys are too funny. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow and then on. And if anything pops up, I'll let you know. But thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I know it was a little bit more mellow, but this is exactly what I needed to do, is just kind of hang out with my buds and talk shop. Ed, good to see you. They're sniping me. They're holding me hostage, Mom. I can't go. All right, guys. I'll see you real soon. Appreciate you. All right. How do I end the stream with one monitor? Where is OBS? There it is. But wait a minute. I got to stop over here. Where is my control panel? I need my 3 monitors. I don't like doing it this way. Oh, there it is.